Undoubtedly, you and I will all face times in which God will open the door of an opportunity. God will say to you as God will say to me, just follow me. Just follow me. Just trust me as you walk through this door. Oftentimes we won't feel very courageous or very bold. In fact, our emotions will be so high. We will be so driven by a sense of hopelessness that we choke at the moment. We find ourselves gripped by intimidation, anxiety. And sometimes we just back down. We don't even try. But today, I want you to know that everyone that has ever done anything that made a difference in the world had moments when they were terrified. I want you to know that there will be opportunities when you will be asked to stand up. And it will be a lot easier for you to sit down and back down and just shut up. There will be times when your words will mean everything on behalf of other people. You will gain nothing from it personally, but deep down in your heart, you know it's the right thing to do. But you'll be fearful, anxious. You'll feel totally unqualified. I've had countless opportunities to go through those emotions in my own life. Before I was a pastor, I worked in a community that was in dire need of funding. This community had an opportunity to get funding from United Way. And I was chosen to go before the board of United Way and make our case. I cannot tell you how frightened I was. I was trembling all over. I kept going over my notes, thinking about how I could make my case so that these people who had the money would actually help and give funding to this community. It didn't help that during one of the breaks between different presentations, that one person came out, found me in the hall and said, well, you know, the last group that went before you, they were a group of attorneys. And they did a really good job. Now, don't be nervous, but I'm just saying. The ones that went before you were from a very prestigious community, very wealthy community, and they really did a good job. But don't you worry. Well, of course, I was terrified even more. I had never been to law school. I didn't know how to make a case that would convince people who indeed had heard the best arguments in the world on behalf of their community. I went into that room trembling, terrified. I breathed a little quiet, silent prayer. My favorite one-word prayer, help. I've used that a lot. I made my case. I told them that this community needed these funding and that they had an opportunity of a lifetime to invest in some people who don't have hope. I shared with them that right before them was the privilege of knowing that they could speak hope to some young school children, that they could speak hope to some people in a community who were not sure they were forgotten. I made my case, trembling. Did I feel confident? No. Did I feel like all my facts would convince that group that I stood before? No. But I did it anyway. That's why I can so relate to Jeremiah. And by the way, I got the funding. None of that money was for me. I was pretty comfortable in my own life. But on behalf of those who were not comfortable, on behalf of those that needed, I had to give it my best shot. And I did. And we were funded. And I am thankful. It reminds me, and I hope it will remind you, that God's purpose for your life is unique, and that the purpose for your life began long before you were born. I want you to believe that actually every challenge, every time you're scared stiff, every time you're fearful that you won't know what to do, that God has already been in that place before you and knew that you would face it. That God already knew you would feel faint-hearted. That God already knew you would feel like throwing in the towel and giving up. That like the prophet Jeremiah, God knew you would feel totally inadequate. Totally inadequate to be successful, to do well. God already knew that there would be times when words would just choke in your mouth. You would know what you want to say, but it just won't come out. God already knew that there would be intimidating forces in your life. There would be financial issues that you would have to face. There would be situations that were totally beyond your control that you would have to face in spite of your terror and your fear. It is then that we are reminded from the Word of God through the prophet Jeremiah that God is not shocked, God is not shaky, and God has chosen you. That God knew you before you were born, and that God has equipped you to be the voice, to be the person that makes a difference. Sometimes you will be working with extremely difficult people. People that do not even seem to want to do anything that is useful or forward-thinking. It is then that you have to be reminded, even of Jeremiah's life, which was not easy at all. But his voice is recorded for us to recognize that when you're called to leadership, when you're called to do something difficult, that God is with you. God told the prophet Jeremiah, today, at this moment, I am going to use you to build up some things, to overthrow some things, to tear up some things, and to plant some things. I'm going to use you because I know how you are wired. I want you to know this morning that God knows exactly how you are wired. God knows your initial specific gifts, and God knows that you are unique. God has selected you, and God knows you are gifted even beyond your own understanding of your giftedness. God knows that your time is now, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. God knows how to stir up your gifting. Know that God indeed, who has called you to this moment of challenge, is the same one that is expecting you to remember and to focus on the fact that it's more important what God says about you than how you feel at a given time or place. It is more important for you to know that God has redeemed you, has brought you to this moment of challenge for the purpose of changing the world. Psalm 139 reminds us that we serve a God who searches us thoroughly. We can't fake it with God. And what I love about God, you don't have to fake it. You don't have to pretend you're all bold and courageous. You don't have to pretend that you're not scared to death. You can be bold and come before a God who searches you and knows you, who understands you, and says, I am with you. In Psalm 139, the writer says, the word of the Lord is, where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? There will be times when you will feel abandoned by God. There will be times when you wonder whether God is hearing you at all. There will be times when the rage and the anger and the fear of the moment will almost swallow you. But remember the truth of the gospel, not the truth of your feelings. Know that it's okay to feel scared, to be terrified, to feel that you are abandoned by God. But know those are only emotions. It has nothing to do with truth. That truth says God will never leave you. God will never forsake you. In your life, you need to expect to be challenged. If you haven't been challenged, you will be challenged. And you will be called to stand up to the challenge with confident expectation that God is going to lead you. God is going to protect you. God is going to direct you. That you may not know what to do right now, but you will know at the appointed moment in time. I want you to of the word hope as an acronym for these 4 words. H stands for healthy. I have a healthy self-esteem because I know who created me. I have a healthy understanding of what I'm capable of doing because God has gifted me. This is what you are to say to yourself. Sometimes, especially when you're challenged, you literally will have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you're not surrounded by people who actually know what to say. They're just as dumbfounded and terrified as you are. But your confidence is not based on the people around you. Your confidence is not based even on how you feel at that moment. Your confidence, your healthy confidence, is grounded on God is with me. God will not forsake me. That's what the scripture says, and I choose to have a healthy expectation that God and God alone is going to enable me to stand up to this challenge, to go through this challenge fearlessly. The O stands for optimistic. That when you're facing a challenge, you are going to feel pessimistic. Don't blame yourself if you don't feel like you're full of faith. Don't blame yourself if you want to throw in the towel and give up. This is part of the human condition. That we all go through times, regardless of how far we go in life, when we're not optimistic at all. We're not sure at all. All of the thoughts of past failures have been replaying in our minds. And we will feel pessimistic. And if we're not careful, we'll start talking pessimistically. We'll talk discouragingly. We won't be people of hope at all, but we'll be people who expect and even draw in the worst. But the Word of God tells us in the midst of challenging and fearful times that we are to embrace the kind of language that the Apostle Paul embraced. And you can discover that in Romans chapter 8. The Apostle writes, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that is to be revealed to us. For the anxious longing of the creation waits eagerly for the revealing of the sons of God." All of creation is waiting for your response to your challenge. All of creation is hopeful and expectant that someone really does have real faith in the face of difficult times. Paul shared that his hope was grounded in who God was and not who we were. He says in verse 25 of chapter 8 of Romans, "But if we hope for what we do not see, with perseverance we wait eagerly for it." In other words, Paul said, I'm going to keep on moving forward. I'm going to have an optimistic expectation that somehow, in some way, even regardless of the outcome of this situation, that God is going to get something out of this that can change a nation, change a world. I don't know about you, but I'm glad that he was optimistic. I'm glad that although he was thrown in prison, he looked at the circumstances he was in and did what he could. His greatest writings were written on the dire situations, tough situations. He was able to be optimistic because when it comes to the letter P, he understood that he was powerful. He was powerful because the God that was in him was greater than the circumstantial evidence that was all around him. He drew on that power. He wrote in one of his letters, "Greater is he that is within me than he that is in the world." He recognized that the world may not give you a lot of hope. In fact, it may give you more opportunities for hopelessness. But the power that you draw on does not come from the world. We are powerful beyond our expectation. We're powerful beyond our understanding. We have to draw on that power in hopeful and the E word, expectation. We are to expect God to move. We are to expect God to help us. We are to expect to have strength for the hour. We are to expect that God is faithful and that God will help us, strengthen us, that God is still the God of miracles, that we don't give out on the opportunity of being the recipient of a miracle. That miracles still do happen, and we can be bold enough to come before God and say, "Hey God, I need a miracle. for me. If you're going to be a person of hope, you're going to have to learn to move past the critique of others. You will be critiqued. Jesus, the Son of God, Jesus, the one who never sinned, Jesus Christ himself was critiqued by his community as he was giving them powerful words of revelation. Some in the congregation said, "Is this not Joseph's son? Who does he think he is?" There will be people, and sometimes it'll come up in your own heart. Intimidation will say, "Who do you think you are? Others couldn't do this. What makes you think you can do this? Others have failed. What makes you think you're going to be successful?" In Jesus' case, the whole community turned against him and tried to kill him. But the Word of God says that he moved right through the crowd and somehow escaped their plot to destroy him. I believe that what kept Jesus going was the earlier part of his sermon. He said, "The Spirit of the Lord God, the sovereign God, is on me, and God has called me to preach good news." And I believe that Jesus understood that it didn't mean just one sermon to one people at one time. I believe Jesus understood that his ministry was global, it was international, it would touch nations, because that is what God said about him. As he held on to the words, the very first part of his sermon, he was able to share truth with them. Truth of how people in the past had rejected the prophets, rejected Elijah, rejected Elisha. And what happened? God just moved on. When the people didn't receive it, God just moved on. Because God had healing power. God had resurrection power. God had power that God wanted to release on the earth. And if people were not willing to receive it, God just moved on. I don't know about you, but I don't want any sense of intimidation, fear, or anxiety to make God look at me and see by my free will I chose not to try. That by my free will I didn't stand up to the moment. I don't want God to just pass over me and move on, because God has a plan and a purpose for this generation that God wanted to use me for. But I was stuck in my fear, my doubt, my unbelief, and I just wouldn't try. I wouldn't even stand up. I would allow the critique of others to control me. To have a healthy understanding of who you are is biblically grounded. To be healthy in your self-understanding is part of how God has created you. You are a person of immense value in the sight of God. When God created you and when God created me, God was eternally optimistic about what was possible if we would just believe, if we would just stand up, if we would just try. God has endowed you and me with power. We don't have to feel powerful to be powerful. We don't have to do great things because we feel great, but rather because we feel humble. That we can have an expectation, and that at the time of crisis, at the time of challenge, you and I, and we're all faced with this. There's no one that misses this opportunity in life. We will have to remember who we are. We have to remember that we are loved passionately by God. We have to remember that we belong to God, that we have a creator, that we have a sustainer, that we have a strength beyond ourselves. We'll have to remember that God is with us. And finally, we'll have to remember that because of us standing up, doing what's right, other people will be benefited. That community I was in was benefited because I did something scared. I stood up and made a case on their behalf. I got absolutely no financial benefit for standing up for those people in that community. But I knew it was the right thing to do. When you embrace truth, and embrace truth as your new truth in spite of how you feel, you will determine a new outcome for your life. You will rise up out of mediocrity, and you will go forth with a holy boldness You will be totally delivered from pleasing people, because people can never be pleased. Jesus could not please the people in that synagogue. Elisha could not please the people that needed healing, just like Naaman did. Elijah the prophet could not please the people who were bent on turning away from God. You have to be delivered from people pleasing to God pleasing. You have to ask God to help you to be bold and courageous, to deliver you with a power of liberating hope that enables you to keep on going when you want to quit. You have to be reminded that you're the answer to someone's prayer for deliverance from the bondage of hopelessness. You and I have been given the liberating power of hope. Our chains are broken the moment we get a glimpse of the light of hope and press through our doubt, press through our unbelief, and do it even if you're afraid while doing it. Someone is waiting for you and I to stand up and just do what's right because it is right. Someone is waiting for you and for me to speak up in a difficult situation where we feel totally unqualified. You and I are vessels of liberation and power, not just for ourselves, but for communities, for school systems, for the nations of this world. I encourage you, don't walk by your feelings. Don't even walk by your credentials. Stop falling back on, I don't have enough education. Stop falling back on all of those excuses that ring in from your childhood when someone told you you couldn't, that you didn't measure up. Block all of that out and embrace the truth of the gospel, that you have been brought to this generation at this time, not only to be liberated from the chains that have held you, but to be a voice of liberation for others. Thanks be to God who has so much confidence in you and in me. And you know why God has so much confidence? Because God made us. God knows what's in us. But God will never step over our will. God will allow us to back up and back down, give up, and throw in the towel. And I believe God weeps and cries every time we do. And I know that God forgives us as we look back on opportunities that we did miss, where we didn't step up, and gives us a new thrust of hopefulness as we do now, in this hour, at this time, what perhaps we backed away from doing in the past. Thanks be to God, who never loses sight of what's capable when a people will embrace hope. Let's pray. Thank you, Lord God, for liberating us from anxiety and fear. There are some things that we don't have the answers to. We don't even know where to begin. And yet, we've got to face these things one day at a time. Help us, oh God, to remember who we are. Help us, oh Lord God, to have a healthy self-esteem, to be optimistic in the face of challenges, to know that we're powerful beyond our imagination, and to live with a spirit of expectancy. Lord, thank you for the liberating power of hope. In the name of Christ. Amen.